This is the second part of my buy-sell agreement scenario for the partnership taxation class. Okay, let's recap what we talked about. Try to be less, what do you call it, less improvising and state some key provisions for a buy-sell agreement. The buy-sell agreement uh, should specify the owner will not dispose of their ownership interest during their lifetime. We should state who will be the beneficiary. A purchase price should be stated. What state laws should apply? Is there a change or termination to the agreement? Um, Also, we should state the business valuation. Um, Oftentimes, owners or an owner has no idea what the business is actually worth, or at the time of death anyway, no one would know. Most business owners over or undervalue their businesses at least by 50%. It's very important to devise an accurate method. Of course, if you don't do the crucial factors in determining any individual's net worth, then um, that will basically adversely impact the result. Okay, the types of buy-sell agreements that we have a few types that we can discuss. The first one is what's called a cross purchase, which calls for each business principal to purchase a proportion or a proportionate share of each other's interest in the business. That's basically, we have two people. We don't know who's going to die first. What we do is we do what's called a cross buy-sell agreement. If you own 30%, I'm going to try to buy your 30% if you own 70%, and vice versa. Each principal purchase, normally a life insurance policy on each other, or on each other's interest of the business, is one of the issues to consider. Um, Also, we have what's called a stock redemption. Basically, we're talking about a business versus an individual share agrees, or the business agrees to purchase stock from the business principal. This is what happened in the NIP estate. The gentleman that passed away, he purchased a life insurance that benefited, or the beneficiary was the business. Um, is another issue to consider. We have what's called a wait and see agreement. I was initially against it. This is a possible solution for tax laws. Basically, it's wait and see is a risky proposition, because you don't know how things will go one way or another, and to try to wait until see what laws what tax law changes might bring about. Um, or where the actual purchaser of the deceased principal's ownership interest and respective amounts not determined until the death of business principal. Key person dies, let's wait until that person dies and then we'll decide. Well, that brings, maybe that will basically create issues with the successors and heirs, if that person does or does not have a personal will or trusts, and you don't want the business to be in the middle of those things. Basically, we're still trying to protect the business. Business has first option to purchase the interest. Depends on the entity we're talking about. In a partnership scenario, whether you assign it to a trust, or if there are only two persons that are involved, or change the nature of the entity. If owners do not accept or do not exercise the option to purchase, business must purchase the interest. This way, the business entity stays in business for a longer time. It also minimizes the risk, protect yourself and your business from economic loss, and increase in likelihood of success. We want to make sure that there's succession in the business. It reduces the risk at death of a key person. We can basically expand on that, the death tax and all that stuff, balancing business interest versus the estate interest. We're still at the end trying to protect a business from any unforeseen unforeseen what do you call it, issues that could be faced. So to recap, a a buy-sell agreement is not what it seems to be. It is a specific instrument that's devised basically to protect the succession, or to make sure, ensure the smooth succession of the business. It has an impact on taxes and the actual entity itself. The whole purpose is to protect the entity and the interest of the what do you call it, owners or stakeholders in the business. It has to be carefully drafted, and it has to recite all the areas we talked about this evening. Hopefully I'll have more videos to expand on some specific issues we talked about tonight, but for the purposes of the class, this is it for now, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye bye. Thank you. Have a great day.